Good morning. You're welcome to online lectures with Farmetante the Schoolboy. Today we'll take a look at mathematics. And I have a question here sent to me by one of my students. The question is from JAMB 1978. The question says, find the square root of 170 minus 20 root 30. Find the square root. Let me write the question on the board. Okay. The question says, this is JAMB 1978. It's from JAMB 1978. The question says, find the square root of 170 minus 20 root 30. Option A says 2 root 10 minus 5 root 3. Option B says 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. Option C says 5 root 10 minus 2 root 3. Option D says 3 root 5 minus 8 root 6. For us to be able to solve this question, solution. For us to be able to solve this question, we look for a surd in this form. We equate this surd. Remember, this we are going to find the square root of this surd. So now what we will do is this: we will get a surd that looks like this, and since the square root of this is equal to that surd, well, what it means is that the square of that surd will be equal to this. Let me repeat it. We get a surd such that the square of that surd will be equal to this, since the square root of this is that surd. So we can pick something like, let's pick let's pick x and y. We can pick, since there is a minus here, we can pick root x minus root y. We can pick root x minus root y. We can simply say, you can equate this to the square of root x minus root y. We can equate this to the square of root x minus root y. So we have something like this. Let this be equal to, let this 170 minus 20 root 30 be equal to square of root x minus root y. If we move this to this side, we become square root of this. So square root of this is now equal to root s minus root y. So if we square root s minus root y, we have this. So our target is to find this x and y. And if we're able to find this x and y, we will be able to get the answer. So let's go. All right, so let's expand this. If we expand this, we have something like this. So we have, let me move it to this side. We have root x minus root y times what? Root x minus root y will now be equal to what? 170 minus 20 root 30. So if we expand this, root x times root x will definitely give us x. Root x times root x will give us what? X. So here becomes what? X. Minus root, okay, let me complete this. Root x times minus root y will give us minus root xy. Minus root xy. So let's start with this. Minus root y times root s will also give us minus root xy. So we have minus root xy. Minus root y times minus root y. Minus times minus is plus. Root y times root y is y. Is now equal to what? Plus y. This is still equal to what? 170 minus 20 root 30. So this is certain as saying, if this comes here, it becomes x plus y minus root xy minus root xy. We give us minus 2 root xy. We have minus 2 root xy. This will now become equal to what? 170 minus 20 root 30. Look at this thing. Look at this. This part does not have the root sign. This part does not have the root sign. This part has the root sign. This part has the root sign. So we can equate x plus y to 170 and equate minus, making equation 1, and equate minus 2 root xy to minus 20 root 30 and make it, simplify it to get down to equation 2. Let's go. So x plus y is equal to what? 170. This is equation what? 1. This will help us to find this x and y. So let's go to the second one. From here now, minus 2 root xy is equal to what? Let's equate it to minus 20 root what? 30. Minus, we cancel minus. This 2 here will divide 20. It will give us what? 10. Are we together? It will give us what? 10. So this, if you simplify this, you get something like this. For 1 plus place, let me just go straight. Minus 2 divided minus 20 will give us minus, will give us 10. So what we have here now is 10 root 30. But there's root sign here, root sign here. How do we now take care of that? How do we now take care of that? That means we square both sides to remove the square root sign. So let's move a step deeper. So root xy will now become equal to what? Minus 2 divided minus 20 give us 10 root 30. So if we square both sides now, square here, this will give us automatically what? Xy is equal to what? If you square this one now, 10 squared is 100. Root 30 squared is 30. So we have 100 from here times 30 from here to give us 3,000. So this is what? 3,000. Equation what? 2. Equation what? 2. I will clean, for want of space, let me clean off this to create space. I will leave the options. Let me clean up this. Let me cover this place. Let me start from here. So x, y is now equal to 3,000. Equation 2. So here, let's go back to the equation 1. So we can make x the subject of the formula to find. If you make x the subject of the formula here in equation 1, let me come up here. In equation 1, x is now equal to what? 170 minus what? Y. X plus Y is 170 equation 1. So if you make X the subject or the formula, X is now equal to what? 170 minus Y. So let's go back to equation 2 and see what we can do here. We substitute in equation 2. We substitute 170 minus Y for X in equation 2. So we have something like this. So wherever we see X, we put 170 minus Y. So we have something like this. XY. So here is 170 minus Y times Y is equal to what? 3,000. So we can open up this. If you open up this now, we have Y times 170 is 170Y minus Y times minus Y is minus Y squared. Is equal to what? 3,000. So let's move this to have a quadratic equation. Our aim is to eliminate this minus so that Y squared will come off. So if we can move this Y to this side, in fact we can move everything to this side and equate it to 0. So if we rearrange it, we have something like this. Y squared, and because this has moved here, so it becomes what? 17 minus 170Y. This 3,000 is still here, so it becomes is plus what? 3,000 is equal to what? 0. So Y squared minus 170Y plus 3,000 is equal to 0. So let's use factorization method to solve this quadratic equation. So look at this now. What factors can we multiply to give us 3,000? And if we add them up, we have minus 170. Without wasting time, the factors are simply minus 150 and minus 20. Because minus 150 times minus 20 is 3,000. Minus 150 plus minus 20 is minus 150 minus 20, which is minus 170. So we now use minus 150 minus 20 to replace 170 as coefficient of Y. So we have something like this. Y squared minus 150 minus what? 20. Remember, everything is where? Y. Remember that. Multiply by Y because everything is small. Okay, let me not waste time. Let me use Y to multiply everything straight. So we have something like this. Minus 150Y minus what? 20Y straight without wasting time is plus what? 3,000 is equal to what? 0. I think this one is better. Minus 150 minus 20Y. Minus 150Y minus 20Y is minus 170Y is correct. So let us now factorize. So if we factorize now, if we put this bracket here, put here, put here, put here, we have something like this. So let's bring that Y here. Y will come out. So what we have left here is what? Y, because Y times Y is Y squared. Then that's minus here. If you bring out the Y here, so we have what? 150, bracket closes. So here, what can we bring out here? We can bring out minus 20. In as much as I close this minus belongs to this 20. So if we bring out minus 20 out, if we bring minus 20 out, we have minus 20 Y. This will change, this minus you brought out will change this plus to what? Minus 20 divide, or simply say 3,000 divided by minus 20. Simply you have minus 150. Better, minus 150 is equal to what? 0. Simple. So if you open up now, if you multiply again, Y times Y is Y squared. Y times minus 150 is minus 150. Minus 20 times Y is minus 20Y. Minus 20 times minus 150 is 3,000. So we are good to go. So we have the same thing here. So we now pick one. We now have something like this. That Y minus 120 bracket close. Y minus 150 is equal to what? 0. Sorry, I'll clean up some from here. So we have space. Let me clean up from here. So, if that is the case, we now have something like this. What this implies is that y minus 20 is equal to what? 0. Or y minus 150 is equal to what? 0. So that means y is equal to minus 20 going to this side is 20, or y is equal to minus 150 going to this side is what? 150. So if y is 120 or y is 150, let's use this to find x. Remember that in equation 1, oh, I've cleaned it. Remember that in equation 1, y plus what led to this? Oh, I've cleaned it. Okay, is x still here, thank God. So x is equal to 170 minus y. So when y is 20, when y is 20, so when y is 20, x here becomes what? X becomes what? 170 minus what? 20, which is what? 150. Then when y is 150, x becomes what? 170 minus 150, which is what? 20. So, in summary, x is equal to what? 150 when y is equal to what? 20. Or x is equal to what? X is equal to what? 20 when y is equal to what? 150. So this is because of the nature, what is the operation between them? Subtraction. So it can go either way. So you can simply say that x is equal to, when x is 150, y is 20. When x is 20, y is, so you can simply say that x is equal to 150, y is equal to what? 20 twice. And anyhow, you can pick any of them to solve this question. So without wasting time, let us now, this is not the main thing, let's move down to the form. Remember that the square root of this thing now is equal to, remember that this is equal to, from the first thing we did, that 170 minus 20 root 30 is equal to what? Remember, we equated it to what? X minus what? Root s minus root y. Remember how we equated it? That was where we started from. Sorry, all squared. This is squared, right? So remember, this is what we got. So that means, remember that we are talking about square root. So square root of this now, minus 120 root 30 is equal to what? X minus root y. So square root of this is root s minus root y. Remember, we are told to find the square root of this. Square root of this is square root sign, is root x minus root y. So this is how the answer will look like. So what it means is that we can pick any value of the x and y and solve our question. So you can pick x to be 150. If you pick s as 150, see what we get. Substituting here with substituting 150 for x, so we have root 150 minus what? Root what? Y is what? 20. This sort, now we can break this sort down to simpler what? Form. So this, remember that 150 150 has factors. Factors of 150 now we can break down here now is 6 and 25. Yes. 6 times 25 is 150. Because 3 times 25 is 75. So 6 times 25 is 150. So remember, so we can break this down to form root let me know we start. Root 6 times root what? 25. We give us root 150. Yes. Let's put bracket here. Okay, so let me come up to this side. Root 150 can be broken down as what? Root 6 times what? Root 25. While root 20, factors of 20 here, you can have 5 and 4. Can be broken down to what? Root 5 times what? Root 5 times what? Root 4. Root 5 times root 4. So root 25 alone is 5, simply 5. It's 5. So root 25 is 5. But root 6 cannot be broken down any further. That's the lowest it can go. So This will give us, if root 25 is 5, so 5 times root 6 is what? 5 root 6 minus y here is what? This is root 4. Root 4 root 4 is what? 2. But you cannot break down root 5. So here you have 5, 2 root 5. So here you have 2 root 5. This is one of the answers. So this is for when x is 150 and y is 20. I want to also solve for when x is 20 and y is 150 before looking at the option. So this is one of the answers. Let's see how we go. Let's check when x is 20 and y is 120. It will give and y is 150. Will it give us something? Let's check. Let's confirm. So based on that, I will clean up here. I'll clean up here. So if I clean up here, we have something like this. Any place you see root x we put here now 20. Any place you see y, we put 150. Let's go. So for this second range of values, so we have the thing to be what? Root x is what? Root what? 20 minus what? Root what? 150. The same thing that happens here. If you break this thing down, root 20 will give us what? 2 root 5. Minus root 150 give us what? 5 root 6. 5 root 6. So this and this are the values. 5 root 6 minus 2 root 5, or 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. So let's look at the option and see the one they have in the option. Option A says 2 root 10, so this one is out of the game. Option B says 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. Look at it here. 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. I will take it as the answer. So let's look at option C. 5 root 10, no, this one is out of the game. Option D says 3 root 5, this one is also out of the game. So this is the one they chose. 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. So the answer is what? B. So the answer to this question, finding the square root of 170 minus 20 root 30, is 2 root 5 minus 5 root 6. That is square roots. Thank you very much for your attention. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask. If you have any question, feel free to ask. The full lecture, this is live. The full lectures will be available before the end of the day on my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. My YouTube channel and my Facebook page name is Farm Eternity, the Schoolboy. Farm Eternity, the Schoolboy. Farm Eternity, the Schoolboy. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel for update on my full lectures, and also like my page and follow me, like my page on Facebook, and also follow me for full lectures. What you see in on TikTok, just up to 10 minutes highlights or clip of the full lectures. Please share these lectures every day as early as 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. We are here giving you lectures on different subjects. So please always be there for us, and share these lectures and tell your friends about what we do here. And God will bless you as you do so. See you next time.